You hear a lot of theories about the end of the world, nuclear fire, a plague, an asteroid hitting the planet. Nobody ever got it right. The end wasn't something you could see or fight. It was a silence, a quiet, creeping unraveling. One day, the broadcasts just stopped. The static hissing from my shortwave radio became the loudest sound on Earth. My name is Eli, and for 3 years, I believed I was the last living soul. Or I was, until I found Station 7. My refuge is a decommissioned military bunker, buried 100 feet beneath what used to be a forest. It's all cold concrete, recycled air, and the constant low hum of a diesel generator. My only tether to the world that was, my only proof that I hadn't gone completely insane, is my radio rig. For 12 hours a day, every day, I sweep the frequencies. It's a ritual, a prayer sent out into the void. And for 3 long years, the void never answered. Then, last Tuesday, I found it. It was buried under a thick layer of cosmic static, a signal so faint it was like a whisper in a hurricane, a frequency that wasn't on any of my pre-fall charts. Station 7. At first, it was just music, a lone, melancholic saxophone playing a tune I'd never heard. It was beautiful and utterly, terrifyingly out of place. The song would play for exactly 17 minutes, then dissolve back into the static. I logged it, my hands trembling. This was it. Proof of something else, something that wasn't me. The next night, the broadcast changed. The music was there, but now, underneath the melody, there were whispers. I couldn't make out the words at first. I spent hours boosting the gain, filtering the noise, until the voices started to become clear. They weren't speaking to me. They were speaking about me. He is lonely in the dark, one would sigh, a woman's voice, soft as decay. The generator's fuel is low. He counts the cans every day. Another, a child's voice, would observe. They were narrating my life, my private rituals, my deepest fears, the things I never even said out loud. They knew about the locket I wear with my wife's picture. They knew I cried looking at it last night. The panic, at first a hot flash, quickly cooled into a sharp, chilling paranoia. I started disconnecting the radios when I wasn't using them. I covered the lenses of my security cameras with electrical tape. But the next broadcast simply commented on me covering the cameras. It described the exact shade of the tape I used. That's when I understood. The signal wasn't being broadcast to me. It was being generated from me. It was pulling the data directly from my own mind, from my memories, and reflecting it back at me with this twisted, clinical curiosity. I wasn't a listener. I was a specimen under observation. I decided to fight back. The next time the saxophone music began, I grabbed the microphone. My voice cracked from days of disuse. "What are you?" The music stopped. The static hissed, pregnant with anticipation. Then, the child's voice returned, not a whisper this time, but clear and direct through my speakers. "We are the quiet. We are what grew in the soil you left barren. You are so loud, Eli. Your thoughts are like screams in a cathedral." I screamed back into the mic. "What do you want from me?" The woman's voice answered, her tone dripping with a mock sympathy that made my skin crawl. "We want to understand the noise. We want to help you become quiet. Like us." That was 2 days ago. The broadcasts are no longer on a schedule. They are constant. A never-ending stream of commentary on my every action, my every thought. And they've started feeding me information. They told me which of my water purification tablets was poisoned, a fact I could never have known. They described in exquisite, horrible detail how my best friend, Mark, died in the first week, a memory I had suppressed out of sheer, raw survival guilt. They are not just reading my surface thoughts anymore. They are excavating my soul. The generator is failing. They told me it would yesterday. They said the bearing in the alternator is about to seize. And they're right. I can hear the change in its pitch. The lights are flickering even now. This is their plan. They don't need to attack me. They just need to wait. They're making me a prisoner of my own mind. And when the lights go out for good, and the cold sets in, and the true silence finally descends, I will have only their voices for company. They will be the last thing I ever hear. They are not a station. They are the silence that learned to speak. And they are not outside. They are in here, with me. If you can hear this, if any part of the old world is still listening, then my final broadcast is a warning. Do not seek out other signals. Do not listen for voices in the static, because something is listening back, and it finds the sound of a human mind to be the most fascinating, the most delicious noise of all. It will savor your fear. It will study your loneliness, and it will not stop until you, too, are finally, perfectly quiet. If this message saved you from my fate, if it convinced you to turn off your radio, then my noise will not have been entirely in vain. Please, let my story be a warning. Share it. And subscribe, because there are more whispers in the static, and someone has to learn to be silent before it's too late.